But it's nice now.
Don't say that.
They said that, I didn't. I'm not the predictor of that.
Sit there for a minute.
We're continuing our series in the book of Acts this morning. We're turning the page to chapter 14. We'll look at a whole tranche of scripture from about verses 1 through 28. And today I want to talk about the qualities of an effective servant of Jesus. But just a couple other things to talk about first. Our anniversary of our church is quickly approaching. This is our 35th anniversary of Harvest Time. It's in September. The actual date is September 18th, which is a Friday. I'll actually be out of town that particular day, but we're going to celebrate it the weekend of September 20th. And so if you want to help, or if you want to get involved in some way, talk to Sue and we'll figure out a way to help. Don't have all the plans worked out yet, but we're working on the plans for what we're going to do for our 35th anniversary, which is pretty big. It's also, September also marks my 18th year of service to Harvest Time. So I've been here for about half the gig. And hopefully I'll be able to serve another 35 years after the 35th year. So we'll see how that all works out. That's not in my purview, that's God's purview. So we'll figure that out. Also, starting in September, I'm starting a men's mentorship, discipleship Saturday morning meeting once a month. Not a huge obligation or not a huge commitment, but once a month. So if you're interested in that, give us your phone number and your name, and we're probably going to meet at a local restaurant. I'll buy you breakfast and talk about discipleship and such. Also, Friday, I received a call from Pastor David. Sad news. They have a Rottweiler, and their Rottweiler got sick and passed away. And I know if something happened to one of my dogs, how sad I would be. My wife said I'm going to be a basket case if anything happened. And their dog was they went down to, I think, Tennessee to pick it up as a puppy. So they've had Riley for 5.5 years, which is not a long time for a dog, but they took her to the emergency vet. There wasn't anything they could do. So give them their condolences about that. And then the last thing I wanted to speak about is voting. It is just so critical that we engage in the civic obligation to vote. It's a civic obligation. It's an American obligation. Actually, a lot of people like to complain, but a lot of people don't like to get involved. So the contrast this year, especially in Michigan, is stark. We have a Muslim who's running for U.S. Senate versus another candidate who is a Christian. So that's a pretty stark thing. I mean, we're dealing with the Islamification of everything. My grandparents, when they first moved from the East Coast to Michigan, they lived and built a house in Hamtramck, and you wouldn't even recognize Hamtramck for what it was back when I was a kid. That's pretty much they have a Muslim mayor, they have a totally Muslim city council, and their city council a while back even voted for animal sacrifice at their homes, which is really weird. I mean, we don't believe in animal sacrifice anymore. It's an Old Testament dispensation that we've done away with, but
the reason why Jesus died.
So, if you want more of that, this week there was a big Christian presence in Dearborn. Dearborn's about 60% Muslim, and they're not assimilating into our culture. They just want to overtake our culture. Yeah. Plus, Americans aren't having babies at the rate that the Muslims are. So eventually their goal is to take over. And if you don't think their goal is to take over, I mean, many of the Middle Eastern countries that are Muslim today were Christian not that long ago. And look what's going on in Europe. England's a hot mess. Australia's a hot mess. You name the European country, and the Muslims have pretty much taken over a lot of those, and that's their goal. Not to assimilate in a country, but to take over a country. And so a lot of issues, and if you don't vote, I'll have a remedial class for you afterwards, and I can explain. You can come to Curtis's Sunday school after this class, and I'll explain the finer points if you don't get them. But anyways, with all of that, let's begin with a word of prayer over this morning's message. And